Good morning, Ramon. I heard the notification. It's ready to go. It's Team Steam time. How are you today?
Well, I've got to retweet it on my personal Twitter feed at Ramon Scott Media. Of course, you can follow us on our Tony's Picks Twitter feed to get more free picks every day. But if you want a bunch of nonsense, you can follow my personal Twitter feed. I don't know if we're
Nonsense.
supposed to promote that too much, but I don't know. Uh,
They give you a free reign, Ramon. Free reign here on the show. Okay,
yeah,
maybe, kind of.
yeah, there it is right there.
There it is.
I don't know if you're gonna follow that, but that's sometimes I give some running commentary during the games about what's going on, or sometimes it's personal stuff directed at some other audiences that I have too. But we do give out our free picks on the Tony's Picks media, social media channels. We talk about on the afternoon show, and that's great. But if you want a little bit different look to for Mindy and I, we do have some other Twitter accounts that maybe you find some other stuff. Sometimes I put out some betting information, certainly on there. Usually late breaking, important information, things like delayed games or postponed games. We got another one today, but we still have a great card with a couple of bowl games. We're going to preview 4 bowl games today, but we've already previewed a couple of them. The Camellia Bowl and the First
Right.
Responder Bowl. Camellia is a lovely flower. Uh, But we do have the other 2 bowl games, the later bowl games were previewed today, the Birmingham Bowl and the
The
Guaranteed
guaranteed
Rate.
rate.
Yeah, we shouldn't say sponsors' names, but I guess that's the name of the bowl. So, and that's we're finally moving into the more serious action here with some of the team. Yeah, we had Wake and Missouri, but starting to get down to the good games here. Starting this week, we'll also have NBA, NCAA basketball, a couple games in NCAA basketball. It's a 5 game card, no big deal, but a big hockey card, big NBA card. Just want to say hello to everyone. Mindy, look at our chat room filling
On
up.
fire.
Man, that's awesome to see everybody here getting ready. Even though yeah, I think it's a pretty decent card. We're back in the real swing of things. I think coming up with betting now that we're past the holiday, New Year counts. I mean, that's all about sports. So hello to Ron Hahn. Latifa is here today. We've got hockey, so Latifa has made it, and want to say hello to John Karras here. Oh, well, thank you, kind sir. And Blake is here as well. Everybody's saying hi in the chat. Thurman Hill is here. So we can
Don't
get
be
on over.
shy. Go ahead and chat. It will be fun. You'll love it.
Yeah, they can just, they love when they have their conversations among themselves too. And we just carry along. So let's head on over to tonyspicks.com and get this out of the way because I know everybody wants to get to a lot of free picks, but we've got to talk about a few things. And I want to talk about my co host, Mindy Hahn, and her perfect 3-0 day there. Mindy, yesterday, I want to also mention probably Samba Murdy coming out on top yesterday with the 7-3 record for plus 367 units. Mindy, though, 3-0. You had the Portland game under, you had the Clippers, you had the Brooklyn game over for a perfect 3-0 day, Mindy. Good job.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And then I had did I have the Chargers as well? I think I did, right? I had the Chargers also at
Oh,
minus 4, I think.
well, that's what it was. I said Clippers because I wrote LAC down.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
Chargers,
Yeah,
of course.
I had the Chargers. No, yeah, Clippers had the big OT win there. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was not a premium selection for you, but the Chargers were. And why don't we talk about the Chargers? Because the Chargers are going to the playoffs. And if you think about teams that are in contention moving forward, I mean, the Chargers are in kind of early. They're in the playoffs, and, with other teams yet to be settled. I think that bodes well for the Chargers. That shows that they're one of the, I don't know, I'd say one of the top teams in the league, a contender, an outside contender, maybe for maybe some playoff wins. I know I don't want to make you uncomfortable with your Chiefs, the Chiefs have done their job. I mean, they've won the division and all that, but the Chargers are in before all those other wild card teams right now. So they might be in pretty good position. At least for one game, it's been a while for my Chargers to get in the playoffs, but you want an elite quarterback really to carry you. That's what you need. We don't have the MVP like you do, Mindy, but we've got one of the better guys in the league. So
And they always play the Chiefs, tough. That's for sure. And it was just one of those things that this year, though, you thought there was going to be, even, more parity. You thought that Las Vegas was going to be good. We, thought that maybe the Broncos would be good. And it just wound up, not really happening, that way. So I think things have kind of fallen in line pretty much, for the most part of where we thought. I'm still have a little bit of beef yet from yesterday with this Colts team. Even though I had the Chargers, I don't know what the Colts are doing on offense. I mean, I never officially played football other than my highlight as an 8-year-old playing touch football in the street. I was, the one of the better wide receivers on the block. But I'm just saying though, if the Colts continue to not have any sort of, offensive flair. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, it's all like 8-yard comeback routes. Like I don't know how they can be so predictable. I mean, it was really upsetting just watching the game. I want to be like, okay, we can do more than just go out and stop all 3 wide receivers. Why are we not doing anything, Ramon? I don't get it. And then I also like, I don't really like how the Broncos ditched their coach after, one season. I mean, what does that do? I mean, I always think you need to give a guy a chance at least.
it's really unprecedented that they would fire him before the season is even over. That does not happen in the NFL, period. It really doesn't. Usually coaches are given a year to, work things out into their second year. So you just don't see that right now. So the Broncos, I think when you have a high profile game and end up giving up 51 points when you have one of the best defenses, it shows this team has quit.
Well,
So
sure.
maybe that was the case. So as far as the Colts are concerned, without your best player, and then without, now they're, would end up, uh, you know, going with, dare I say, big pick Foles, right? So uh, I think they were just in trouble there. Chargers defense did a good job, and they're not even at full strength. But we saw, uh, you know, the Chargers just doing what it took to get the win. I think there, Blake, with an interesting comment there, and you would think that these guys can, uh, you know, go out and maybe get a high profile coach. I would think with the money that they have. So we'll see what the Broncos do moving forward.
I mean,
But
you have the number one rated defense, and I mean that bodes well for something, right? I feel like maybe what they need is a little bit more weapons and creativity on offense. I think they're kind of the same as this Colts team. We have no one on the offensive line moving anywhere but forward. We're not taking guys around and giving people lead blockers. Yeah, I mean, if you watch the Chargers play last night, they have movement everywhere, and I think the Colts were still in Peyton Manning mode, where all we're going to do is block Peyton Manning and he'll find an open receiver. But that's not the kind of team that they have anymore. So I was just kind of bummed. I thought the Colts were going to kind of maybe bring something yesterday, and they really didn't. So to me, it was really disappointing. Even though I thought the Chargers might get them, but man, I don't know.
Scotch is here as well, and Blake says bring in Peyton Manning to coach. I don't know if that,
They've
like
been
I said, I mean the
considering
reason
that. I
why
don't know.
Jeff Saturday, he looks like he's going to be a front runner to keep that job. And remember, he was, when you talk about a center, I mean, I've continued to get into it, so I know everybody's on this guy, and maybe he's not the right guy, for the job, but he was Peyton Manning's guy, really. I mean, he was
Right.
center for Peyton Manning in Indianapolis really most of those years. So that's, center arguably one of the most important positions on any team. So hello to everyone again, and yeah, good job, Mindy. 3-0. Just take a look at the leaderboard there. Ben 3-1. Brandon Checho picked up his only victory of the day, and the GM goes 2-1. Head on over to our website, Tony'sPicks.com, with our premium picks. Click on the All Cappers tab. You'll find all of our handicappers there. You can go in and take a look at their profiles, including their premium pick packages that are for sale each and every day, including from Mindy. And Mindy, you have plays tonight, including, whoa, a 7-pack?
I'm ready to go, Ramon. I got a 7-pack today. So I have 4 plays in the NHL, 3 in the NBA, and then I do have a single play here for college basketball today. So 8 plays total, and I think you can find a little bit of something that you like out of my card.
Well, I would think so. Coming off a 3-0 day, why don't you pick up a 7-pack of winners from Mindy Hahn for 45? Look at that. I mean, guaranteed. We say profit guaranteed here at Tony's Picks. That means Mindy's packages must show a profit, or you'll get credits back to your Tony's Picks account, where you can get other picks from other cappers or go right back to Mindy, give her another shot. But the way she's going right now, you take a look at those leaderboards, and she's one of the hotter cappers on the site, certainly. And we'll just shout out our weekly leaders right now, with Pravi still having a great week. He's up almost a dime here. These are based on $100 units. I know there's been some question of late in some of the shows about, the number of units, if you will. And again, it's just so much easier and makes so much sense to just call each play a 100 to win 100, right? So most of the plays that we put in on average are going to be -1, is going to be 110 to win 100. There could be some juice one way or the other. We might take a big favorite, we might take a big dog, but they're all based on 100 to win 100. So it's easy to keep score on the leaderboard over at Tony'sPicks.com. And hey, you might have a little bit more variance. Again, if you're buying the long-term packages where the plays end up just $2 or $3 a play, maybe you are just a $100, $200 player. That way, if you're buying the longer term packages, you're paying way less. If you're buying the packages a la carte, $25 a play, you're probably going to play a little bit more, because you got to, talk about it honestly. Got to cover not only the juice for your play, but also paying your handicapper as well. So usually you got to, step up your unit size a little bit. So even though we say Pravi's up a dime, some of his subscribers could be up more than that. For the week. So appreciate everyone coming in, putting up with the commercial here. We just want to talk about our website, Tony'sPicks.com. Those are our premium picks each and every day over at Tony's Picks. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off all of our premium pick packages. Short term, long term, it doesn't matter. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20%. Also, shout out Collins leading the 30-day leaderboard. But you see everyone's plays up there for today, including Sam. He's got a College Bowl selection of the year.
So that's the year.
Big one right there for Sam. And he's been hot, he says. Daniel Wolasachuk with his plays up there as well. The GM's got a best bet. You see all the packages there at Tony's Picks, including our best bets and our $15 picks and our multi-game packs, mostly 3 packs or more. Like I said, Minnie's got that 7-pack. So you see Sam's got something going there, a 5-pack for 45. Mindy's got hers. So head on over to our website, Tony'sPicks.com. Don't forget our pick ticker, all the games in order, including starting with that college football game coming up, in just a short while here as we get started. That game getting underway early, 9 a.m. Georgia Southern going up against Buffalo. So, all right, let's get started. Everyone wants to get into the picks, and thank you everyone for joining us today. As we get into the action, we'll start with, these will be the later bowl games, the afternoon bowl games, if you will, for Tuesday, and it's going to start with East Carolina going up against Coastal Carolina, and we've got a couple of quarterbacks playing in their last game with their respective teams, and a couple of guys going to enter the transfer portal. There's also some coaching issues here, Mindy, but in this one right now, I'm showing East Carolina as the favorite here against Coastal, and East Carolina probably about a touchdown favorite still. Probably not much movement. All the lines you see here are a couple hours old, and we'll see if there's been any movement. Probably see it more in the other games with basketball and hockey, but we have East Carolina -7 and the total 65.5.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really been on East Carolina since early on in the season, but they won their last game here against Temple, putting up 25 points a game here over their last three. Coastal here, though, they've lost their last two, only scoring 19. So to me, it's kind of Coastal being a little bit downtrodden here, as of late for me. East Carolina 4-0 against the spread the last four non-conference here as well. I'm going to take East Carolina here today versus Coastal.
Okay, Mindy's going to be on the Pirates today. She's going to lay those points, lay 7 points with East Carolina. I'm probably going to look at the total here. I want to give Coastal a chance. I mean, we do have, two very experienced quarterbacks. That's for sure with these two teams with Holton Ahlers and Grayson McCall, and these guys are ready to move on. But interesting that they'll play one more game. Blake says he likes the team with Carolina to take care of this one. But is it going to
I like that Carolina pick.
And you're on the Pirates. You're committed. And Curtis says he does like the over. I'm going to go against Curtis here. I think this one's crept up a little bit too high. I like this one more in the 60-point range here a little bit. Yeah, maybe there are some issues with some personnel. You got Coastal has an interim coach coming into this one, but I'm going to look to go under 65.5. Mindy, I got this game probably coming in somewhere, 59 to 62 point range. So I like the under in this one with these two clubs coming in. You got a East Carolina team, maybe they play a little bit more defense than Coastal. Coastal certainly has had some wild ones. Remember, you mentioned that game against Troy. They had the game against Southern Miss that went for just 49 points. Appalachian State was 63, so that's about as high as it went over the last few games. I'm going to go under in the game tonight.
I'm not sure if we should continue to go against Curtis. He must have had a really, good day yesterday.
I should say so. All right, now we got a game here with Oklahoma State and Wisconsin. And, I got Whiskey here favored by 3.5, and the total's 45.
Yeah, so we have one of our, local kids in town that's going to Oklahoma State to be on their quarterback squad. Looked over by those, Huskers. So hopefully they can get their, recruiting back in shape here soon. Oklahoma State, they're scoring 31 a game, puts them 75th in the NCAA. Wisconsin, 26. So they're at about 147. Oklahoma State also putting up, quite a bit of yardage here this season, 415 compared to 362. I kind of like Oklahoma State here in this one. I kind of feel like they've also kind of been sluggish towards the end of the season. Probably losing some games I probably shouldn't have. And then the same thing with Wisconsin. Maybe they're making a little bit of a run, but I'm still not really convinced. I don't really think they have the firepower here to, keep up with the Oklahoma State team.
All right. Mindy's going to take Oak State. She's getting 3.5 points here in this one. I think the stat edge maybe does go to Wisconsin here. They've got a pretty solid defense. Maybe like Sanders a little bit more than Mertz, I would think.
Barry Sanders? Oh, I'm sorry.
I was at the game one time in a bowl game and watched Barry Sanders against Wyoming at the Holiday Bowl here. Nice. And man, he had one of the biggest performances I've ever seen. That was a long time ago. So Oklahoma State will be missing their top rusher here, but you would think that they Cowboys do have a coaching edge here. Wisconsin has been definitely going under, and I think that's the way Curtis wants to go here as well. He wants to go under in this one with Wisconsin and Oklahoma State. And I don't know. I can't fade him twice, can I? Gosh, I can't fade Curtis twice, but I am going to go with the over in this game.
Look out, Ramon! Look out!
Yep, I'll be coming in with a 0-2 mark against Curtis possibly here. We're on opposite sides, Curtis and I, and he's coming off a hot day. I don't know if that bodes well for me. So good luck to Curtis. He's been hot. Thank you very much for the comments. Give you one more chance. Anybody wants to chime in on this game between Oklahoma State and Wisconsin at the Guaranteed Rate Bowl in Phoenix. All right. All right, that's a look at those bowl games. We'll, of course, preview more bowl games because we're coming right back at you, Mindy, on the next day with more games. Let's see here. Let me take a look. Tomorrow, and we've got what is it? The Military Bowl. That's what it is, with Central Florida and Duke. This one is in Annapolis, Maryland. And in this one, I'm showing Duke minus 3.5 and the total 62. And my graphic is screwed up, but go ahead.
Latifah's probably going again. UCF lost their last one here against Tulane, 28-45. Duke won its last one, 34-31 over that Wake Forest team that already got its bowl game victory. Over the last three here, Duke putting up about 28, UCF 29. But on the defensive side of the ball here, Duke giving up 22 points compared to, 33 for Central Florida here. I got this kind of thing with UCF that they've been giving up so many points here. I think I'll take Duke to win and cover here.
All right, Mindy's going to take the Blue Devils, getting those 3.5 or laying the 3.5 points. I mean, it's been such a significant move, certainly on Duke here in this one. Really, I mean, Central Florida. Let me see. They opened up as high as a 2.5 point favorite, and now Duke is a 3.5 point favorite. Duke has been pretty much looking pretty strong, I would think, with Leonard at quarterback, and 20-6 touchdown to interception ratio, been very strong. He's also a very strong rusher as well. He scored 11 touchdowns this season. He's played just great. So how much can we trust them now to lay the number when they were getting the points here? Let's see what we have. We've got Curtis coming in. Curtis is on the straight morning steam fade here at this point. He likes Central Florida coming in, but I don't know. I think for me, Mindy, I'm going to agree with you. We're going to have a premium consensus here with the Blue Devils. I think
right there down. You like that one, maybe.
Victory here. Yeah. I mean, Central's had some opt-outs with their good wide receiver, and you wonder about the health of Reese Plumlee coming in. I think that might be part of the move necessarily here. So I think that's kind of the question that I have. And I don't know if anybody's looking at the total here necessarily, but I would think that Duke is playing some D. This total looks a little high to me, but let's take Duke. Premium consensus, lay 3.5. We got to have one play on this card.
That's right. We got to do it.
And I like Duke here with Mindy, lay 3.5 against Central Florida at the Military Bowl in Annapolis. That is a look at our college football games. We'll be back, of course, tomorrow with more college football. 3 games. There's a 4-game card we have tomorrow, so just be ready, everybody. The Liberty Bowl, the Holiday Bowl, and the Texas Bowl tomorrow.
All right.
We'll preview those games. We might actually. I'm not sure if we go in a little bit further than that tomorrow.
What the start time is. I
think
that far ahead.
Yeah, probably Minnesota and Syracuse on Thursday. That game is at 2:00. I'll leave that up to you, Mindy, but I think you would. If you previewed Central Florida Duke today, probably go Minnesota and Syracuse at 2 p.m. start tomorrow, or on Thursday. So, okay, those are a look at our college football games. coming up. And the previews of our other games are already up on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. You can check those out for those early games, including the noontime Eastern start with Georgia Southern and Buffalo, as well as the 3:15 game with Utah State and Memphis. So those previews are already up. Let's talk pro basketball now after last night's card. Going to start it off with the Lakers and the Hornets here. Interesting. I would think LeBron will be in there, but I'm sorry, not
it's
the
Magic, right?
Magic. Right. How can I get this wrong? Because we know that the Magic are the hottest. The Magic and the Hornets came into the league at the same time. I don't know if that's why I got confused, but the Magic are money makers right now. They are the cash cow of the league. If anybody's been on these Orlando Magic, I think it's 10 in a row, Mindy, as far as covering the spread.
That's what I have down anyway.
Tell us what else you got, because that's enough for me almost.
Well, that's the whole thing. I have, the Lakers, they're, 4-0 versus the Magic over the last 3 seasons. But again, Orlando's 10-0 against the spread here at home. So for me, I think that's a little bit of a contradictory work there. You have 2 teams that are playing really well. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the total. I'm going to go over. Over's 4-1 the last 5 meetings here in Orlando. All the trends as of late for the Lakers is all over. And they haven't scored less than 115 in the last 5 games. The Magic has only had 1 under 116 in their last 5 games here as well. I like this over here.
Looks like Curtis's total, I don't know if he's contrarian or what. He's a fade the Magic tonight. Latifah's with you. She says over. Lakers do come out like gangbusters right now. They are getting off to fast starts, no doubt about it. And I'm going to end up, Curtis and I, we're just not getting along here. I just don't trust the Lakers in any road role right now, especially with no Anthony Davis. So, but Ron says this is the spot for the Lakers. He says spreads at 3 now. Yeah, that's what I'm showing. I'm showing 3 and some 3.5s, and even the 3.5s are juiced. So I think they're, I know what you're saying. Looks like the Lakers are taking the action here. I'm going to be on the Magic in this one, not trusting the Lakers at this point. I think the Magic, like I said, Mindy, I'm not saying that I was right necessarily about the Magic, but it's been, several games now where I was saying, watch out for the Magic. They are a team that could surprise. They were only 5 games back at the time. They continue to close ground in the division. I am on this. I've been on the Magic. I mean, I've started touting them about this potential to even somehow come all the way back and get in contention to win this division title. As much as I want to say it was about 2 weeks ago I started talking about it with you. So Blake's on with me though. We'll be on the Magic tonight, and I'm going to be owing Curtis. I hope Curtis doesn't leave us here. Ron wants to. It looks like he wants to buy a couple of points here, unless he meant minus 5.5 here. Scott says LeBron would have to score at least 30. I don't see why he would. He could score 30, and they might not still win this game. So, but one thing I do kind of maybe agree with Ron talking about the line and now how it is 3.5. The total is 235.5, and maybe even 3 is the fact that like I said, maybe the role for the Lakers is to take them in the dog role necessarily. But again, I just have the Magic playing too well right now. My power rating for them is going up pretty rapidly here. So. And good on the Magic, right now for their hot streak, because no doubt about it, they've turned their fortunes around. I don't necessarily, like I said, I'm not touting them to maybe even advance too far in the playoffs should they get there, but good job by the Magic at this point. I'm going to take them one more time. 76ers and the Wizards here. The 76ers are 4.5, and the total is up to 225 on some widely reported steam.
Ooh,
And man,
225, huh?
I'm on
Well, I wanted to go over in this one here as well, but 225 kind of eats up a lot of my variance in there. Probably still stick with the over. It's 6-2 in the last 8 meetings, 4-1 the last 5 in Washington. I mean, all over trends here for Philly, but a little bit of under for Washington. But again, both of these teams are averaging, over 115. So again, if they each score 115, they can easily get this one.
Ron says 76ers and under. Curtis says Washington should get the money here. One thing about, I think, Washington, right now is certainly the injury factor, I think, a little bit for what. No, they have a clean report, huh? Interesting. The Sixers, it seems like they're just playing so well right now and laying such a reasonable number here. Orlando says no defense in this one, and that's why it will go over. I'm not sure I can get on board with you guys here. I just feel like the 76ers are, yes, I mean, they are trending certainly to the over right now, no doubt about that. But man, it just feels like to me that Washington, just a 2-7-1 record against the spread in their last 10. The Sixers are 7-3 in their last 10. Scott says he'll take Philly, and meaning he'll lay the points, it sounds like to me. And so, gosh, man, Curtis, I'm going Philly one more time. I'm going to the well. I just think Philadelphia against a division opponent can get the money here. Just a reasonable price for me. I do love my home dogs, no doubt about it. I'm going to take Philly, and boy, I just feel terrible right now about myself.
It's been a rough start, Ramon.
Well, right. I mean, the guy's hot. Curtis is hot,
Right.
and I did have a premium winner yesterday with I had Brooklyn on the road against Cleveland, and I know that you know some people thought Brooklyn was getting a little bit too much love in that game, but shame on me, Mindy. I ended up with a push with Miami -3 when I could have gotten a better price than that. But
Right.
when we put in the plays, they want them kind of early, so try to wait as long as I can and be reasonable about it. I mean, I knew the line was moving, but they'd like to have the plays in for the long-term subscribers as early as possible, and I got burned there. So anyways, Ron says that's why he's leaning towards Washington has question marks. It's a series where Philadelphia certainly has had some troubles. Washington's done pretty well against them, and so far in 2 meetings they've split, each team winning in the other one's arena. So maybe that does favor the Sixers here. The last meeting in Washington, 118-111 back on Halloween. So okay, Rapper Capper says he's up. Okay, 8-2, 6,000 units. Heavy action for Rapper Capper. And Nets win easy. Nets. Oh, that was today. So yesterday. So okay, good record, man. Rapper Capper coming in playing big time units in that one. All right, let's take a look now with the Rockets and the Celtics in this one. I'm showing the Celtics here favored by 14.5, and why not? I mean, they're taking on Houston, but is it too much, Mindy? Total 230.5.
Well, Rockets here are 8-9 on the road against the spread. Boston 11-7 at home. Rockets are 0-2 when they've been sitting at a plus 14.5 underdog, and then Boston 1-1 as a favorite for covering that 14.5 spread. So I do think I'm going to have to go ahead here and lean with Boston in this one, even though I usually don't play, this heavy of a favorite. I just think this is kind of the spot here. I mean, the Rockets are 1-5 in Boston in the last 6 here as well.
Yeah, it's funny, right? Because Boston is just playing out of their mind. We saw the the Christmas Day game, right? So I think that that's pretty solid as far as you know their quality of play right now. Just excellent play for Boston at this time. What can you say? Just they looked great. In that game. And I think that's the way I'm going to look. I'm just checking here a little bit of information. Just bear with me. Okay, we're back. I'm back.
You're
Let's get
back.
the
You made it.
comments on the screen here. Celtics will cover the number. Boston over. Ron Hahn says Celtics will cover the number. Uh, Boston over for Curtis. And I've got to do it. I've got Mindy. You're on the Boston Celtics here, laying those big points. And Curtis, man, I'm on the over in this one. Look, the Steam's come in on the under. I'm fading it here. I think Boston can maybe run up a big number. There is also another team getting off to some big starts, and Houston might just trail along. So Scott says got to take Boston with Houston on the back-to-back against the Bulls. And I did have yesterday gave out Houston. What did I have? Oh, we had a premium loser, you and I, yesterday, Mindy.
Yeah,
But yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that was my social media pick yesterday. Was Houston. So all right, we'll be on. Yeah. And the rapper says had a feeling Spurs would win, so he hammered that pick 10 times. I'm not sure what that means. I know you had him in a parlay, obviously, there. So Boston to score 140 points here tonight, and I like that one, Curtis. You and me right now. Mm-hmm. And Rapper Cover does have a comment here. If Celtics beat the Bucks by a boatload, then why not beat the Rockets? Good point. But Rockets kind of, I don't know. They have, like I said, I had them yesterday. They showed some life there. Bulls, and I don't mean it because I know Scotch is probably, because I think Scotch was saying that the Bulls were in the right spot yesterday. I mean to fade him there, but I'm not right now. The Bulls have too many as well. I know we're not talking about them right now, but man, and I know what he was saying a few weeks when he started getting on the fade the Bulls train now, because I starting to see a lot of weakness right now, I guess, in the Bulls, right? So okay, that's it. Boston Celtics, Houston Rockets. Mindy is on the over 230 or so, 230.5, and I'm gonna be on the over, or I'm on the over. Minnie's on Boston. Okay.
Right. Correct.
Let's just get it straight. Bucks and Pacers here, and the Hawks have taken money today. They're a 1.5 point favorite at the Pacers. The total, Mindy, is 239, up 4 points. Big time steam.
Oh my
The
goodness.
steam is on Atlanta. The steam is on the over. There's seems to be no question about that.
Oh, good. Okay, so Hawks are 6-10 on the road, and Pacers are 9-7 at home here against the spread. I'm going to take those Hawks here today. 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 in Indiana. Also been shooting into the high 120s, 130s. Indiana here barely breaking 100. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the Hawks.
Well, you mentioned it was some of the woes for the Pacers and their scoring issues. This one, like I said, got steamed to the over. And why? Why? I'm not so sure. It looks like you're going to get some challenges here, Mindy, from the chat. Curtis says Indiana gets the money. Ron says Pacers win at home. And, well, I'm not going to necessarily be on with Mindy Hahn, even though she was 3-0 yesterday. But look at this. Scotch says take the over. The last 8 games between these two have all gone over. But man, oh, it's so painful. Scotch 239 in a pick'em game like this. That means both teams are going to score probably over 120 points. Rapper Capper says maybe take the Pacers. They're on the back-to-back after the embarrassing performance against the Zionless Pelicans yesterday. So Mindy's going to be on Atlanta. I'm going to be on the under. I can't see both teams scoring 120 points in this game. Now, maybe, if it's the Hawks maybe it's, I don't know, 1 20 to 115 or something, that's still an under. They'd have to go 125 to 120 almost to get there. So I'm going to be on the under in this game. I'm fading the Steam. I'm almost fading the Steam across the board today. We'll see when we get to some more of these
Right.
picks. I'm a Steam chaser, but uh, you know, like I said, haven't gotten a few burn lately. And Scotch says a 125, 115 game that lands right on the number though now, Scotch. So maybe I don't know. Trends aren't necessarily factored into lines as much as the rolling averages that we know, right? The team, what they're doing now. Maybe it's part of the factor here. So here you got Rapper Capper. Hawk seems too easy. That's why he wants the Pacers. And well, I'm probably going to be against Mindy too in that one, but that might be for another time. For some paid subscribers. Hint, hint. Okay. Let's take a look at the next one here with the Clippers going into Toronto. And Toronto's a 5-point favorite right now. And the total is 219.5. This is the low total of the day.
Yeah, so the Clippers, 7-3 in the last 10, 4-6 against spread in the last 10 there as well. Clippers, don't normally play well here in Toronto, but they are 7-2 in their last 9 overall. So I kind of feel like, how can I go against them here? They're also 4-0 against the spread versus a team with a losing record. Raptors are also 1-5 in their last 6 home games. I'm going to take the Clippers.
Mindy's going to ride again with the Clips on the road against Toronto today. So see what's going on with the chat here. Rapper Capper says Clippers +5. It's Mindy and Rapper Capper going to be on the same side here. I'd like the under in this game. Curtis is on the over, of course. We can't get along. We got along one time. I'm on the under here with the Clippers and the Raptors. We know Clippers they are without Kawhi once again. So maybe that does affect them defensively, but they've been without Kawhi quite a bit. And, or are they? I mean, he's not on the injured list. Let me just check and see. What do you guys have in the chat with Kawhi today? Is he going to be in there? If that's the case, that makes me feel even better. So, maybe just Wall doubtful. So that makes me feel a little bit better here if that's the case. I'm on the under 219.5 with the Clippers and the Raptors today. I don't even see him on the injured list. I thought it was a done deal that he was going to miss this one, but he is active after his usual rest. So that really makes me feel good about it. I've got the under here. Boy, maybe I'm starting to think I should have saved that one for a premium, but I kind of like Toronto against Mindy here. But I like the under. Mindy's on the clip joint +5. And Rapper Capper Raptors showing signs of life. Hey, RNU Number Gang is joining us. Good to see him here. As always, he's been hot. He's followed us on our Twitter feeds as well, or Tony's Picks feeds. I don't know. Like I said, if you want just picks, get the Tony's Picks feeds at Tony's Picks Mindy, at Tony's Picks Ramon. We give out 1 or 2 plays there, usually just on the weekdays, sometimes on the weekends. And if you want more, you could follow our other feeds as well. So, all right. Let's take a look now at this one, Mindy, and boy, the Suns. Interesting. Shamit's ended up. I was talking about that game, Mindy, as the game of the year on Christmas. The Suns and the Nuggets. The incredible dunk that we saw. But in the Shamit's performance, he's ended up on the injured report.
Oh, goodness.
Report today. So maybe that's why without Booker and without Shamit, who's been the great player to step up in the role, the Grizzlies, I mean, this is a high water mark almost, -8 here, 225.
Yeah, I was going to take a look at under the total here today. It's 8-3 in the last 11 meetings. The under's 4-0 in the Suns, last 4 Tuesday games, Ramon. The under's kind of all over the board here for the Grizzlies as well. 6-0 in their last 6 Tuesday games. No one likes to score points here on Tuesdays. They're 4-0 to the under on 0 days rest, 4-0 overall. In their last three, they've had, out of their last five, they've had a total of 109 or less. The Suns had 3 games of under 118 or less. So I don't know. It's one of those, like, they're not really scoring, too much over here. I mean, the last time the game was, 100 for the Suns, 125 for the Grizzlies. So right at that total, but it kind of looks like they're even playing a little bit less than that right now, especially with some of those injuries in there. Going to take the under.
All right, going to go under, and that's the way this one is moving, Mindy, certainly right now. And I don't know if I necessarily have a problem with that. The steam did come in on the under, and I talked about fading it a little bit, but this one could be one without Booker, without Shamit now. Those are 2 key cogs. So Curtis wants to come in. He wants to take the Suns here, but Scott says Memphis at home are money right now. But are they money laying 8 points? That's the big deal, and that's what Numbers Gang is saying. He's going to take the points here. Grizzlies shouldn't be that much of a favorite, especially yeah, right. People are taking note, certainly, of the Grizzlies here. So, Rapper Capper says, if Booker was in there, yes, but without him, hell no. So, I agree with that. I'm going to be on the Grizzlies here in this one. I'm going to lay those big points. You think about, that Christmas game. I'm not saying it took a lot out of them, a lot out of Phoenix. It did lose that game. So, Toxic Devil, Mindy. Toxic Devil has joined us. Good to see you, Toxic Devil. Thank you for visiting us, and hopefully you'll be a part of Team Steam. This is exactly the type of information that we're looking to have here. The main players of the Suns are injured, and Memphis has had a good pace. It might go over, and you know what? If they weren't missing those players, I agree. I agree with that. That does maybe affect the pace. So interesting comments from Toxic Devil. The chance of the over is good. Memphis doesn't have too many injuries, so I'm going to go with the Grizzlies here, Mindy. But I kind of agree. I'm not disagreeing necessarily with your, because the steam comes in on the under. I agree with. I kind of agree with the move because of those 2 stars. Remember, Shamit has been stepping up big time when Booker has been out, but now they don't have him. Now they're still going to have Chris Paul, and Chris Paul does pace it down, right? I mean, we know he paces it down, but is there enough, missing parts from the Suns? So that total is tough for me. I'm going to take the Grizzlies. Mindy is on the under.
You're right.
All right. Can we find a consensus play here? It'll be on this ugly game with the Spurs and the Thunder. I'm showing the Thunder's up to 7. The total's 236.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take the over here. I like the Spurs, but they're kind of ice cold when they go to OKC. Over is 4-0, and the Spurs last 4 overall, 5-0 following an ATS win, 5-0 in the last 5 road games. Over is 11-4 in the Thunder's last 15 here as well.
All right, Mindy's on the over between the Spurs and the Thunder. Yeah, we've seen the Spurs have some wild totals, certainly, of late and during the season as well. And how will it fare when they go in and take against the Thunder? The Spurs have quietly been a bit of a moneymaker of late. They've been getting a few numbers here and there. So can they compete once again against the Thunder in this role? Spurs got the money last time, barely, they upset Utah. They beat them 126-122 in a game that went well over the total there. So I thought that was an interesting result. We know that OKC coming off the loss to the Pelicans, but they were on a 3-game winning streak before that. Are the Spurs showing signs of life here? Can they get the money here today? Here's Curtis. He wants to just go OKC on the money line here. So I'm going to end up on the Spurs here in this one, Mindy. I'm going to take 7 points. Thunder's been fine. They've been big time money makers, but as a 7-point favorite here, I think I'm going to prefer to take the Spurs. I mean, remember OKC still just 14-19. Here's an interesting comment here. Thunder Buddies is a 7-point favorite. He likes them in the underdog role. So Scotch and I are together. Toxic Devil, I love what he's saying here. Both have a good pace. I believe he's talking about probably points per 100 possessions on that one, Toxic. Make sure you're informing. Obviously, it's not 102 and 101 points. We know that. So he's probably talking about the pace of play per 100 possessions, I would think there. Let me know on that one, Toxic Devil, but I think I see exactly what you're talking about there. And all right. All right, so Mindy, you're going to be on the over in this one. I'm going to take the Spurs. All right, we'll find something.
We'll find it eventually.
Yeah. All right. Toxic says per game like last 5. Still meaning a per 100 per 100 minutes, right? 100 possessions, right? Because certainly there's been some big results. We know OKC 125, 101, 123, 115, and 110 in the scoring department. Hey, all right. Welcome to, I want to say, Energy Clement CPT. I don't know what he means, but I'm just glad to have him. I don't care what he says. Hopefully, we're excellent. You guys are excellent helping us out with our picks. So, all right. Mindy, Knicks, and Mavericks here. I'm showing the Mavericks. This one has been a pretty big mover so far. The Knicks are down. The Mavericks are down to 4.5. Total down to 219.5. Big move here on the Knicks.
Well, I feel like I got to go with the Knicks here as well. They're 11-5 on the road. Mavs 6-10 at home. Knicks 5-0 against the spread in Dallas, off a loss in the last 5 games. I think the Knicks are going to kick that 3-game losing skid here tonight.
Widely reported steam came in on the under. I mean, this one's way down from about 223 or so. So I agree, Mindy. I mean, I wish we could get 6 points, but we're only going to get 4.5 here. But yeah, the Mavericks at home, they're not doing it. The Knicks, this is the Brunson game, right? So, Brunson was not, he might have a little something to prove here. Will he get it done? I'm willing to take the Knicks with you, Mindy. We've got ourselves our first NBA premium consensus play here. I like the Knickerbockers to go in there. We've got Curtis with us as well. Numbers Gang says he wants to come in on the Knicks as well, maybe even the money line. So let's get on these Knicks today before it gets too far out of hand here and take them plus those 4.5 points against the Mavs tonight. Toxic Devil, Knicks and under. He likes that under steam there, certainly. And Scott, she's refading Dallas, so give him the Knicks. Looks like we've got real consensus going with the chat as well. That makes me feel really good. Let's take the Knicks here, plus 4.5 against the Mavs tonight.
All right. Finally got something, Ramon. Took us a while.
Well, I should be on everything with you coming off the hot day. So Nuggets and the Kings. The Nuggets on the road here, favorite. I mean, I know that Joker's been hot, but they're playing the Kings. Did we forget about the Kings? The total was 237.5, and now it's up to 240.5 on some widely reported steam.
I have not forgot about the Kings, Ramon. I'm taking them today at home. They're 9-6 against the spread here. Nuggets 6-11 on the road. Nuggets also 1-4 in the last 5 in Sacramento. 2-7 against the spread the last 9 overall. I'll take the Kings.
I'm on the Kings. I mean, do I need any more reasoning than to just agree with Mindy? How do you guys feel in the chat about this one? Because Scotch wants to go over that big number. Both are fast-paced teams. I'm scared of that total right now. It's going a little bit too high for me. So looks like Curtis is with us. So he's got the Kings tonight. So we're on the Kings for sure. I respect what you guys are saying about this total over. But God, I mean,
That's really gone up too. I had it at like 237.
Yeah.
So
No, again, I mean, look, I've said it time and time. I'm a steam chaser, but
the
these
ones
numbers
that get
get
you.
pushed so heavy. The steam was garbage yesterday, by the way. For anybody, for anybody kind of tracks it. So Scotch is on with us with the Kings. We're on it together. Mindy, give us another play here with the Kings. I'm going to be on the Kings tonight. Hey, E. Rich is here. Welcome to E. Rich joining us. Maybe for the first time, at least in our chat. Hopefully, you've been with us, E. Rich, and wants to talk about maybe the big injury. No doubt about it. Sabonis, he's questionable with that hand injury. It's actually I wouldn't think he could play. It's a broken bone. He is listed as questionable. I'm sure that's that's the only major injury, right? Right, E. Rich. So yeah, says starting center playing with an injury. Not on the Kings, isn't there? Starting center playing with an injury. I think he's questionable. He might need a game of rest. I mean, it's a broken bone, like I said, and he is certainly a top player. But for me, yep. Curtis says check the injury report. Maybe you want to wait on it. I think I've already kind of concluded that Sabonis is possibly out for this game, but he is listed as questionable. So, if it's a Hammett bone, I don't know. I play a doctor on YouTube, so I could play with that. I think I don't know what I'm talking about.
You're gonna get yourself in trouble. Yeah.
But there's definitely, we do know Sabonis is on that injury report. Great point by E. Rich. But I'm still going to be on these Kings. How long can could keep this? I mean, of course he can keep it up all the way. Here's Mindy. Yeah, Nikola was like 20-1 to win the MVP just a couple of weeks ago, and now he's almost a favorite again to win the MVP because of his play. Tatum's up there, certainly, no doubt about it as well. But maybe it's just those two guys right now. And, he's on fire. But, gosh, now he's got to go on the road and do this. He just, the way he shoots, awkward shots, too, sometimes. And he just floats them in somehow. He's just on fire. So, I certainly think that everyone should look at his defense a little bit. I mean, he's nothing special defensively, but Denver struggled on the road. I agree with you there. I think the number's too high on the total. I get it, you guys. If Sabonis is not in there, that's a 17-point a game scorer. So Murray did play in that Christmas game. Gordon had that dunk. I'll just say it again. I mean, yeah. Okay. Good job, you guys, on that one for sure. Great job by the chat. All right, last NBA game here. Hornets and Warriors. Hornets struggling, certainly. Warriors, they're back home. Mindy, whatever you want to say about this Warrior team, even without Curry. We just saw it when Curry was out the last time. They still were able to do a decent job at home. When he was out of the lineup, they lost all those games on the road. When they're on the road without him, it's just a disastrous situation. What about this one against the Hornets? Talked about their road trip a little bit, and they fell flat against Portland in the second half last night.
Well, I think I am going to still stick with the Hornets. I get you. I mean, they did, wind up losing by 10 when they were only down by 3, something like that.
They led early by a considerable margin.
Well, if you're talking like the fourth quarter or whatever there, right? But
early in the game, but yeah,
yeah. But they are 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 here. 4-1-1 the last 6 playing on the 0 days rest. Golden State, they don't like to play ball on Tuesdays. They're 0-5, 2-5 in the last 7 overall. Charlotte, they've just been pretty good on the road, even though they fell flat, like you said. They are 10-8 against the spread. So I'm going to go ahead and take them today.
I actually like what I see a little bit in the Hornets since Ball has come back, and I will be looking to get on the Hornets a little bit in the future when they return back home. Like I said, they spent Christmas here, one of those teams that ended up spending Christmas on the road. The Steams come in on the over here. It's up to 237. right now, but I'll leave it at 236.5 because I'm lazy. Don't want to update it. So, Numbers Gang says is a points, rebound, assist line is a lock until Vegas adjusts the lines. He had 4 assists in the first half yesterday. He definitely is one of the best distributors I think around. So, not trusting the Warriors until Curry's back. I I I don't know. I'm kind of going against Mindy here, but I'm not going to go against her on the show here. Steam came in on the over. I'm fading the Steam. I'm on the under in this one. It's going to be tough, I think, for the Hornets coming off that game in a game where they steamed that one over again last night. I was on the Hornets last night, took an L there, so I can't back them again right now. I'm going to go under with the Hornets and the Warriors in this one, Mindy. That's going to be the way I'm looking at it. For me, it's just the Warriors at home. They do end up playing a little bit better brand of defense on their home court. They're 6-9 to the under at home this season. So, all right, Mindy's on the Hornets. I'm on the under. We got 2 premium plays. We're on the Knicks. We're on the Kings in the NBA for 2 premium consensus plays. Thanks to everyone in the chat for their work there for
Yes.
NBA. We're
Awesome.
going to 2 games in college basketball. This is not a great card to get us back into play, although we do got one conference game to look at. But we're going to look at this one between Jacksonville and Notre Dame, Mindy. And in this one, I'm showing Notre Dame 7.5, total 129.5.
Yeah. Jacksonville, they're putting up 68 points a game. Notre Dame 71. Notre Dame shooting 47% from the field. Jacksonville 47 there as well. So, I mean, they should be, maybe a little bit evenly ranked. And I think that kind of shows that a little bit with that spread there. But I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the over. Over is 4-1, Jacksonville's last 5. Over is 5-1-1, and the Fighting Irish's last 7 following a straight up loss. I'll take the over.
I think the Dolphins can keep this one close here against Notre Dame. I mean, just the spread itself just kind of screams to me to take Jacksonville, right? I mean,
Right.
my model has it really shaded to Notre Dame, but I probably just have Jacksonville underrated maybe at this point. I mean, they're no great shakes, certainly no doubt about that. I mean, they're 7-3, but against the number they haven't done too well. But Notre Dame is garbage against the spread. We know that they have one of the worst spread records in the country right now. 2-10 against the number so far, and 2-7 at home, 1-9 as a favorite. This is a perfect opportunity to take Jacksonville, and Curtis and I are on the same page in this one. Take the Dolphins in this one plus 7 points. I mean, right? If I didn't know better and just went with my model window is 6-14, so I would almost immediately say Notre Dame, but it just the bookmaker's telling me here. They said,
Right.
Ramon, figure it out.
Listen, Ramon,
You want to lay points with this Notre Dame team that can't cover any spreads? No. Take Jacksonville plus 7.5 against Notre Dame. Mindy's on the over in this one. And my model on the total is wild too, Mindy, so I can't help you there, I think, because I was leaning under, but I've got my models just all over the place, 125 to 138 window, and it's kind of right, not in the middle. It's certainly leaning to the fact I should probably look to the over as well. But to me, I don't know. It kind of feels like this game could end up being played in the 60s. So, all right, Mindy's on the over, though, and I'm on Jacksonville here. And Curtis is on Jacksonville. That makes me feel good. Okay, we got one decent game here. Seton Hall and Marquette. Marquette favored by 7, total 142.
Yeah, Marquette, again, ranked 25th in scoring, average 82 points a game. Seton Hall, right around 68, 67. Marquette shooting 49% from the floor here. They're 24th in the NCAA, so not too bad. I think we all kind of know that with some of their victories here this season. I'm going to look to the total over again. It's 4-1 Seton Hall's last 5, following an ATS win over 4-1 Marquette's last 5 home games there. As well, I'll take the over 141.5.
Yeah, right at the top of my model, 139 to 142. So I don't have any problem necessarily. The steam has come in on the over, not getting the best of the price, I think here, Mindy. So I don't know. I'm not gonna get on this with you. I'm gonna take Marquette. I'm gonna lay the points here. Curtis says he likes Marquette on the money line today, so no problem there. I don't mind that one, Curtis. But I'm gonna go ahead and lay 7 points here. I think Marquette can win this one by double digits. Uh, Marquette, I've got a window here of anywhere from 4 to 11, so I kind of lean towards that 11. I think here for me, I'll go ahead and lay 7 points. It might even be no, I think it's 7. I think it actually looks a little bit juiced to Seton Hall here, but I don't necessarily trust the Hall. It's Marquette with the 8-5 spread record so far,
Right.
and on the at home 7-1 straight up. I'm going to take Marquette. Mindy's on the over here in this one. Okay, that's 2 games. College basketball. We know they're going to be well back in action here in just a bit.
Pretty soon. Yeah, kind of a small card.
Well, I'm worried because we haven't really heard from Latifa in a while, but we were talking basketball. So let's get ready. We've got this big hockey card. We do have, I'm sure a lot of people have already seen, but we just will announce Buffalo and Columbus. This one's been postponed due to probably the travel, not so much the weather itself, but the travel's just been a disaster throughout the country to have the worst weather we've had across the country in probably 10 years, combined with the fact that the airlines can't even get off the ground. Here she is. I'm here. She's waiting. But
she's got her crystal ball out there, Ramon.
I know.
Find us some place.
All the Southwest flights were canceled. Most of the flights out here on the West Coast, everybody's screwed. So let's go ahead and get ready to take a look at this card and start with Boston. Boston.
From Boston.
Are they the best right now? They've got.
Yes.
Yep. Boston minus 190 here, 6.5 under 15. Steam what came in on Boston, Mindy, that was as low as 170.
Yeah, I want 170, Ramon. I'll take the Bruins minus 170. Can we just get it done? But yeah, I mean, I'm still going to take the Bruins at minus, 190. I'll give it out as a free pick here. They're 14-5 versus Senators over the last 19. They've won 4 in a row now, putting up 4.5 goals. Senators have lost 3 in a row now, scoring 1.67 here. I'll take the Bruins.
All right. Mindy's on the Bruins here. And, well, I mean, I don't want to disagree with you necessarily. I guess I could maybe consider Ottawa on the puck line. That's the funny thing about the Bruins. They're so good, but they do actually play some close games. Maybe they're just clutch. Maybe they're just clutch, right? How many times, and even during this streak of late, how many times have they actually fallen behind by a goal or two early, only to come back and win the games too? That's been another impressive part of this whole situation with Boston. But Ottawa does cover some puck lines at home. I mean, these are 2 teams that are pretty good at covering puck lines. But I think for me, Mindy, it's going to be an easy call here on the under. I mean, you got an Ottawa team that's gone under in 8 of their last 10. They're 12-21 to the under this season, 5-11 to the under as an underdog. So I'm going to take the under in this one. Mindy's on Boston. I'm on the under. Let's see what everyone's got. Latifa says Boston for sure. Thinks she's just on the money line here. Orlando says he will lay that puck line with Boston. Curtis says easy win for the Bruins. Latifa has a lean to the over. She's going to fade me maybe a little bit here. Scott says he's on Boston also, and he'll take Boston in regulation, which gives them a better price. Certainly don't disagree with that there. So, okay. Good picks there by the chat. Easy. We'll see. I don't see nothing indicates Boston's coming back down to earth anytime soon.
Right.
Carolina here, they're even higher than this $4 price. I'm showing 415 right now, 6/15. Steam came in. Carolina was about 370 when they started taking even more action from the whales in this one, and the total uh, it was Steam to the under. It was a maybe 6.5 under 25, but now we're seeing this 6/15 price.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and take the over 6 then, since it moved a little bit. Hurricanes putting up 5 goals a game in the last two, Blackhawks 3. If you take a look at the over, it's 8-3 in the last 11 between these two, over 4-1 the last 5 in Carolina as well.
I'm going to agree with you, Mindy. I'm going to take the over in this one. I mean, Chicago, they in games like this, I mean, we already saw them. I mean, what was the game? I'm trying to think. Just see if I have it here. The Rangers, right? Remember the game is 7-1. They lost that game.
Oh, yeah.
This is kind of what it kind of feels like to me. Like Carolina can crush them
Maple Leafs.
here. Yeah, they've ended up losing some games like that. So Curtis, though, he'll lay the puck line here. Latifa says Hurricanes, no problem. Maybe it's a parlay piece. There's really not too many huge favorites today, though, to parlay them up with on this card. I mean, we just talked about there's only 2 lines that are even higher than this, which is a nice change, really, of late from some of the things that we've seen on some of the days, right, where we've had several, $2, $3, $4 favorites. So I'm going to be on the over with Mindy. We've got a premium consensus here. I like it to go over. I'm not sure the Blackhawks can stop the red hot Hurricanes at this point. So, but Orlando going to be a little bit contrarian here. I think he's saying though, he says under in the game that maybe they can still get the win. Orlando, is that what? I don't think we're thinking they're going to lose, but maybe it'll be 3-2 or something, maybe even. So, okay, we'll go over Mindy, Chicago and Carolina premium consensus with you and I.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Capitals coming in here. This one, the Rangers are $1.50 or so, 6/15.
Yeah, I think I want to take a look at the Rangers here at home today. They are 6-2 versus the Capitals at home in the last 3 seasons. Over their last 4 here, Rangers putting up 4 a game, Capitals only 3. I like the Rangers. I'll take a stab at them today.
I like them too, Mindy. I don't mind this price at $1.55 here against the Caps. I think with Shesterkin in goal, I like the Rangers here. Seems like a pretty good spot. They did take the widely reported steam. Now, certainly there's injuries for the Capitals right now as well. I don't even feel like they're factored into the line. The injuries are actually pretty significant, I would think. Latifa says Rangers. Scott says Rangers. Latifa says over. I was thinking maybe it would be an under. I'm worried about the Capitals' ability to score here, but let's do it, Mindy. We got another one. I think we're on the Rangers here. In this one, Curtis says Capitals puck line for him, however. And like I said, it does concern me about some key injuries with the Caps here. Caps are having a, pretty solid year so far, no doubt about it. We talked about all those teams in the East. I can't get over it every time. I mean, Capitals are one of the hottest teams right now. I mean, they went 9-1 in their last 10, but I think they're finally run up against a team that can take care of them here in the Rangers. And I think that's reflected in the line. No problem, though, with that play, Curtis, because Capitals all of a sudden are another hot team in the East. Right. Does anybody lose? Where are the bad teams in the East? Are there any of them? I mean, it seems like we're always talking about good teams in the East. I've got 2 more for you right here. Penguins and Islanders. So, 2 more good teams is maybe one of the matchups of the day, certainly with these 2 teams. Mindy both trying for their 20th win of the season. The Penguins on the road here, $1.25 or higher. Total 5.5. Maybe it's over 15 now. There's a few over 20s.
Well, I was gonna take a look here at the under still. It is 5-1-2 in Penguins last 8 overall. 3-1 the Islanders last 5 home games here. Each of them are scoring usually below the 3 goals. I worries me a little bit that it would get to a 3-3, but I'll take the under.
All right, Mindy's on the under. Expecting a tight game here, she says, with the Penguins and the Islanders. No doubt about that, especially with this one at 5.5. Latifa says, someone forced her to play the game. She'd be on Pittsburgh. We already showed Scotch was on Pittsburgh. I'm going to be on Pittsburgh here as well. I like the way they're playing certainly right now. I think they're just playing a little bit better than the Islanders at this point. Definitely been impressive what the Islanders have done this season as well. But Pittsburgh right now, they're another one of those hot teams, 8-1-1 in their last 10 games. Definitely getting done as a favorite as well, 17-10. Meanwhile, the Islanders, they've come back down to earth just a tad. I'll take the Penguins in this one as a short road favorite. Curtis wants to take the Islanders here on the puck line, it looks like. Pretty big price there on the puck line, minus 240, but I know that's a Curtis specialty there.
Right.
All right, the Wild and the Jets. Hey, this is quietly a surprisingly good game here with these two teams. The Wild here are on the road here. $1.15. Maybe it's trending to the Jets a little bit. I'm showing some 110s out there at the discount books, and the total here is 6 under 15. Yeah, just like it says there on the screen. Why am I looking over here when it's right there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind, maybe an under. I don't know if that's where I would look. I like the Wild, actually. I think I'm going against Latifa. Darn it. The Wild, they've won 4 out of 5 here, scoring just under 4 goals a game during that span. Jets have won 2 out of their last 5, putting up 2 goals there as well. I like the Wild today.
Yeah, the thing is that the Jets do have some revenge here for that last matchup, right? So
Yeah.
maybe that is what Latifa is looking at here. Looks like we're going to have some. Uh, Orlando says he wants to take the Jets on the puck line. Pretty big price there, plus a goal and a half at minus 255. Curtis says he likes the under actually in this one. I don't know. Here's Scotch saying under in the game as well with these two teams. I wasn't sure. I was feeling the over there, but you guys are on the under. Mindy's on the Wild. I'm on the Wild as well. I'm going to take it with Mindy here, lay the short price on the road. Latifa says she's on the under as well. Looks like the chat's on the under in this game for sure. So I better rethink that position. But look, yeah, I know that last time these guys played, I get it. It was a huge victory. It was just last month or so, 6-1 was the final in that one. The Wild won that 6-1. So maybe that's what they're talking about, getting that revenge there. I'm going to go with the Wild again here with Mindy on the road. Okay, the Stars and the Predators here. The Stars are minus $1.25 in this one. And the total here, it's going up. Could be even going as high as $1.30 here. 6 under 15.
Yeah, and I like the under. Predators still ranked 31st in scoring, only have 80 goals here this season. Stars, they put up 3 goals per game in the last 3, under 6-1 the last 7 road games, 3-0-1 the last 4 meetings between these two teams. I'll go under.
All right, Mindy's going to be on the under in this one with the Stars and the Preds under the 6 goals here. The chat's rolling in with their Toxic Devil. Want to just say thank you for joining us. Maybe I might have introduced you as a newbie. Maybe you've been here to chat with us once before. Maybe you've been watching. But just want to thank you for the great information that you brought today. So really appreciate it. Curtis says he likes a Stars game to go under Mindy, he agrees with you here. In this
Hooray!
one. Orlando says Stars on the money line. Orlando, I'm with Orlando in this one. Mindy, look, I mean, the Stars are having a great season, no doubt about it. Nashville, they've done a nice job hanging in at 500 or so. But Stars 10-5 on the road this season, that stands out to me pretty impressive, especially the fact that they're 20-9. They've got almost the same record on the road as they do at home. I think that's pretty impressive. I'm going to take the Stars, laying the reasonable price here, $1.30 or so. Might even be cheaper at $1.25. Mindy's on the under in the Stars and the Predators. All right, gang, we're getting close. Here we go with the Maple Leafs and the Blues. In this one, the Maple Leafs on the road here, big favorite, $1.75. The total's dipped here to 6 over 15. So we've seen some significant movement here to the under.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, but the Maple Leafs, they've won a couple in a row now, scoring 4 goals a game. Blues on the opposite side lost their last 2 here, only putting up 3 goals a game. Maple Leafs 8-1 the last 9 versus a team with the losing record. I'll take the Maple Leafs today.
Mindy's going to be on the Leafs, lay that big price, $1.75. I get it. I mean, Maple Leafs, another one of those good teams out east. The Blues still trying to find their way, I think, a little bit at 500. So, yeah, no problem here. But I'm going to look to the total. I don't like the steam necessarily in this one. I think it gives me a pretty decent price to go over here, over the 6. That's the way I'm going to go in this one with these two teams. I mean, St. Louis, these guys, what,
Never
9-1 to the over in their last 10 games. They're giving it up like nobody's business. So, maybe they're thinking that, Binnington can have a good performance, and Toronto's been an under team, no doubt about it. They, really, Murray's good, but I think it's more with the Leafs about their defensive abilities. So look at all these picks. So we've got Toronto on the puck line here for Scotch. Latifa says Toronto. Curtis says Leafs on the puck line. And Orlando, I don't know if he's on the Blues here. He says they're about to make a run, but gosh, Orlando, I've been waiting for the Blues to make a run.
I thought they were gonna there for a second, right? They had a couple good games in there, and then I don't know where it went.
So Mindy's on the Leafs here. I'm on the over in this one. All right. Caught you yawning like I was just yawning.
I tell ya. Sometimes the morning comes early.
Oilers and the Flames in this one, the Battle of Alberta. Here's the Flames, $1.35 or so, and the total 6.5 over 30, and it could be going a little bit higher. I mean, there were some 7s in the market. This is the high total of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I like the over here still. The Oilers giving up 4 goals a game in their last 5, then the Flames scoring 4 goals a game in their last 5. Over 6-1 the Oilers last 7. I think I can't do anything here but take that over.
Me too, Mindy. This one, how many times we've seen these guys go 7 goals or more in this series, right? Just seems like that always happens. Sorry, Latif. We're putting Latifa to sleep, I think. I don't think with the plays necessarily, but with the yawning, and that's because what it was is. Man, I ate a grip of leftovers yesterday. So actually 3 of the last 4 meetings have gone under. Only the game back in October went to 4-3. But of course, last year they had several games with some big numbers. So let's see what the
I just couldn't sleep last night. I mean, I had like some coffee at 3 or 4, but I didn't think that should make a huge difference. So I don't know what's going on. So yeah, I'm a little sleepy.
Orlando says, I think that is Oilers and the over. I think that's Oilers and the over, not Oilers. That's what he meant, I'm pretty sure. Curtis says under. He says, do not get too carried away with this.
I'm worried we're in for a rough day.
Well, just too many of my model says 7. Mindy, just too much of my model has 7s out there. So that's the way I feel about it. Um, Curtis is saying, "Don't get caught up." He's saying, "Don't
Don't
be a
be a
fool
fool.
with this one." I can't get off of this. I'm on the over with you, Mindy, in this one. I'm not even sure about the side necessarily. I mean, this has been such a wild back and forth series with these two teams.
I
So
come in with the Flames like a little bit, so that's where I'm at on it.
okay, but we're gonna go over. We're gonna fade a little Curtis here, but that's okay. We're gonna go over the 6.5. We're paying the big juice too. I mean, no bargain there. But all right, the Avs are gonna take on the Coyotes in this one, and I'm showing the Avs here. They're the second biggest favorite on the board at minus 220 right now, and the total. Wow, the total is dipped here to 5.5 over 15.
Oh my goodness, for the Avalanche Coyotes.
Well, then that's the thing. We've seen the Avalanche are starting to play lower scoring games, no doubt about it.
Yes.
Their totals have been. We've seen totals in general starting to go down, but the Avalanche more so than some of the other teams of late. Gorgiev has been pretty solid.
I'm going to take the Coyotes here on the puck line. Avalanche 9-7, road puck line. Coyotes, they're not too bad. They're 7-3 on that home puck line. Home team 5-2 in the last 7 meetings here as well. The Coyotes, like I say, they play well on Tuesdays. 4-1 the last 5. I'll take them
On a Tuesday. Curtis says go over. I kind of agree with Curtis, but if Mindy's on the puck line, I'm on the puck line with the Coyotes. I almost want to play the money line, but the fact that you want to get on a premium consensus here, and it's only a reasonable minus a buck.
125.
Yeah, maybe a little more. I think we'll find it'll be a little
Okay.
higher when we enter that one in. But let's do it, Mindy. I think we got a 5-pack. Well, we got 6 plays. No, 5-pack of plays so far here. We found our groove in hockey. The other
That's right.
sports didn't do it. Couldn't get much going, but here on the ice, we got a 5-pack of consensus plays so far. So let's hope for a big day on the ice. I'm riding with Red Hot Mindy Hahn. Sharks and Canucks. Looks like they'll. Okay, so a little bit. If this information is right, looks like a little bit of a change in goal here for the Canucks. Colin Daly will be in there for the Canucks in this one. So he's been, I believe, playing in the AHL. He's a California boy, I know that. So let's take a look at this one. The Canucks here, buck 35, 6.5 over 20. Oh, I've got a frozen Mindy, and she is not going to be happy with that look right there. No, I can hear you.
Is that me?
You are totally back.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the over in Vancouver. Sharks are 7-3 to the over in the last 10. Canucks 4-4-2. The over is 5-0-1 in the last 6 meetings as well.
All right, Mindy's going to take the over. Yeah, good thing you unfroze because you were going to be mad with that look that you were giving there. Orlando's going to be on the Canucks here. Curtis says Sharks puck line and over. I'm going Sharks on the money line here in this one. I like the Sharks to get it done at the price in this one. Sharks took the steam. I'm down with it in this one. And Mindy Latifa is going to agree with you here on the total over, it looks like. And Scotch also is going to be with you on the over. So got some good support there. I'm going to take the Sharks here to get it done on the road. I'm going to take them to win the game here in this matchup. So Mindy will be on that over. I'm going to be on the Sharks in this one. Look, this has been a Vancouver-dominated series of late for sure, but I like the fact that the steam came in on the Sharks here. So I'm on the Sharks. Mindy's on the over. All right, one more, and we
almost did it.
But it's a good game here with the Golden Knights and the Kings. The Kings are favored 115, 6 over 15.
So which one of your teams shall I pick, Ramon? I think I'm going to go with your current hometown. I'm going to take the Golden Knights in this one here. They are a pretty good road team at 12-5, while LA is 7-10 at home this season. Road team 6-2 in the last 8 meetings. The Knights are 5-2 in their last 7. Golden Knights like to play in LA. They're 4-1 in their last 5 here as well.
Yeah, Mindy, this is a tough game for me. I mean, my lean is to the Kings, I think, but I'm not going to go against you here. I don't think in this one. Instead, I'm going to look for this one. I'm going to look for the total to go over. Vegas definitely plays more to the over on the road. I think they just have a less of a defensive focus, certainly, and it's going to be me and Latifa. It looks like on this one, Curtis says he wants the Golden Knights on the puck line. That'll be a big price.
Or the Kings.
Oh,
might be the Kings.
Yes, no, that is the Kings, certainly.
Yes.
There. Lay the goal. That's what I'm talking about with Curtis, right? I don't know. I thought they used.
I think that's supposed to be like a guy with a crown.
Okay, because I thought we used
not
crown.
A knight with a sword.
Okay, fair enough. I thought the individual, like when we have the crown, but
yes, he when we're does use them interchangeably. I noticed.
Right, so
interchangeably, yes.
All right, you guys. I'll leave Curtis. Will probably clear it up on that. Latifa's on the over. I'm on the over. Butterscotch is on the over, and there. I think that's. All right. That's a fun way to end the show today. I'm on the over. Mindy's going to be on those Golden Knights. Curtis says yes. Kings it is. So I agree. I think I kind of disagree a little bit with Mindy on that one, but
say it ain't so, Ramon. Say it ain't so.
The over as well. So I'm on the over. We got a 5-pack, Mindy. So we'll be focusing on our action on the ice here in this one. Hey, everybody, please head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and check out our premium picks. Unless, we can ride with these free picks. We know there's no problem there, but you got our pick ticker up and ready for the action today. You got Georgia Southern and Buffalo. Nick's got some soccer action you can get on. Paul's got a soccer match. Sam and Nick are both on the action in the Premier League here with Nottingham and Man U. There's more college football later. Mindy's got some picks. Look out. She's coming in hard with that NCAA basketball. I'd be interested.
What could it be, Ramon? What could it be?
There in that, game between Northwestern State.
Do I agree with Ramon or not agree with Ramon? What do we think?
Hockey action tonight. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Click on the All Cappers tab to get signed up there. You'll find all of our profiles and our records. You can check our records over there too and see how we're doing before you get involved with those premium picks. We're glad you're here for all the free picks as well, even if you're not a subscriber to our premium picks. We appreciate you guys just as much as our subscribers. So great time with everyone. Just great show. 90 minutes of sports betting action. So we'll catch everyone tomorrow with more morning steam. Mindy, we'll be back college football, pro basketball, more college basketball and hockey. Who knows what else we'll talk about. Maybe we'll talk about my emoji game. Appreciate everyone here. So many of you, sorry I stopped reading all the names, but I think everyone who comments gets their name shown and gets announced out. So we're just gonna have to discontinue that part of the feature because we're getting too big of an audience, and I love that. So awesome to have everyone here. All right, Mindy, great job. Thank you so much for bringing the heat today with all that, and appreciate everyone as well. So for Mindy Hahn, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.